Take a moment to find your breath. And with the next breath that comes your way, let it be a conscious one. Breathe deeply into your body, relaxing with each inhalation and releasing any stressors from the day with each exhalation. Think about your feet. Think about your feet and their contact with the floor beneath you. Feel your body relaxing downward towards the earth. As you bring your awareness to the space behind your eyes, your third eye. And with your eyes closed, notice the many colors and lights and shapes and auroras that gleam before you. And in those colors and lights and shapes begins to take form the silhouette of tall, ancient trees that are towering towards a vast sky. And as we look up at these tall, ancient trees swaying back and forth in the sky, we look down their large trunks, following their trunks down until we look around and we see that we are standing in the middle of a beautiful forest. And this forest is surrounded in many miles with the most pristine wilderness, the most healthy ecosystem. We look down at our feet and see they are standing on a path, and we begin to walk down this path through the woods. We walk deeper and deeper in, and as we do, we become more and more grounded, more and more centered, more and more at peace. As we walk through the forest, we see many different plants, and we can feel all the animals present, scurrying on the forest floor, flying in the canopy above. We continue to walk deeper into the woods until we come to a path that splits in 3 directions. The path to the left is guarded by a great iron gate. The path to the going straight ahead goes towards civilization and is paved and very well trodden by. But the path to the right, it's a little bit more narrow. It's a little less traveled by, and this is the path that we'll take. And as we get on this path, we notice it's narrow and it winds. It's a little bit more difficult. It takes more effort to get through. But as we do, it comes to an opening where the path straightens out again and the trees tower over to create an archway of leaves and blooms. And as we walk through this beautiful archway of trees, the blooms slowly fall off of the trees into the air. As we walk through this opening, we see that suddenly there is an animal in the path. Look and see what animal appears before you. What is their state of being? As you look into this animal's eyes, it may have a message for you. It may have some medicine. It may have something to tell you. So just look into its eyes for a few moments. Sense its presence. And feel that you have a medicine bag slung over your shoulder, and reach into that medicine bag and pull out something for this animal that they may enjoy, an offering of some kind. Could be their favorite food, something shiny, something they'd enjoy. And the animal receives your offering, and then they nudge their head towards the opening and start to walk through. And so you follow this animal through the opening. You see that you're now You and the animal are now in this big, beautiful meadow underneath a tall, open sky. And in the center of this meadow sits a temple. And this temple is the temple of dreams. It's the temple of your dreams. Notice how it's built. Notice its architecture. As we come closer to the temple, we see that there are two guardians standing at the gate. These are the guardians that open and close the gates and paths and doors to those helpful dreams. And as they stand at the gate, they ask you some questions. As the initiate, what are you ready to leave behind here at the door so that you may step through in this initiation, in this new path? So declare to the guardians what you're ready to put down. And then they ask you what your intention is. What are you looking for in coming in? And even more than what do you want to do, who would you like to be moving forward? And as you share this with the guardians, feel their love for you, their protection of you, their care for your well-being, their support for this transition. And again, reach into your medicine pouch and look for a gift, an offering that you could make to these guardians as you walk in. It can be anything, any item, any energy, any feeling that you feel would be in service to them. And feel as they open the gates, the doors, and the paths wide to the Temple of Dreams. And you take your first steps inside. And as you step into the temple, notice that sense of sacred. This is a sacred space. And look around and notice what's inside. See that in the center there is an altar. And on this altar sits two white candles, one representing our ancestors and those who have come before, and the one on the right representing our descendants and those who are to come. And we are the living flame of those dreamers today. And we carry that flame of the dream alive. So just feel yourself, that living flame of the dreamer, standing at the altar. And as you look up from the altar, you see that there's someone else in this temple, a presence. And as you sense that presence coming into form, you realize it is you, your future self. Your future self initiated as a dream walker. So notice, what do you look like? What are you wearing? How are you different than you are now? How do you feel? And your future self looks at you with such pride, such joy, and they hand you items of initiation. First, they give you something to put in your hand. This blesses your will, your creativity, what you make that's inspired by this course. So notice, what do you hold in your hand as your wand? Next, your future self offers you something to bless your heart, something to wrap around your shoulders or wear over your heart to symbolize your emotions, your center, your feelings, and to bless your journey of your heart through this course of Dreamwalker. So notice, what does your future self give you? And finally, you are initiated with a crown upon your head so that your thoughts may be clear, so that your mind may be open. And so notice, what does your future self initiate your crown with? And how does it feel to be standing in this temple, holding your wand, carrying the stow around your heart, and a crown on your head? Take a few moments to commune now with your future self. Any messages, any wisdom, any advice that they may have for you about this Dreamwalker journey. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and thank your future self. And notice that there is a crystal that sits on the altar in the center of the temple. And this quartz crystal is a record keeper. So it uploads and downloads all of the dream memories, all of the memories of this world inside of it, so that at any time you can return back and access this crystal for your memories. And so as you gaze into the planes and the different levels inside of this crystal, hold the memory of this dream experience here, of this initiation here. And I want you to just gently, when you're ready, come back to your body, living simultaneously within the temple and within your body, within the room. And with the next breath that comes your way, just returning back fully to your body. Every particle returning. Thinking about your feet, wiggling your fingers and toes, welcoming yourself back from the dream forest.